Well, exactly in this part, when these two layers to start coming down, we want these two balls that we had in the image to reach from the smallest state to the current state. Actually, to reach this state with the less scale and rotate. And finally, it stops from the moving. First of all, that is, before we set up keyframe for opacity and scale, it's necessary to use pen behind anchor point tool. We bring the anchor point of this layer to the center of this ball so that it happens exactly from the center of this ball when it's spinning or chaining the scale. We set the keyframe for the scale, press S to show the scale, set the keyframe for opacity, press T to show the opacity, and as well as rotation, press R to show the rotation and press U to show the keyframes. This is the final keyframe. Move it further a little. We change a value one by one and reduce the scale. The opacity should be 0 at first. Also, set the rotation to its initial value of -6, which means that it rotates around itself 6 times and stops moving. Click toggle switch, select all layer, select motion blur, select keyframes, press F9 is ease. So play it to see how it goes. We bring the keyframe of a scale a little further until it rotates as little when it reaches 100 and it stops after moving. We want to have exactly the same position for the ball on the right side. We bring the anchor point in the middle. Press T to show the opacity. Press S to show the scale. Press R to show the rotation. Set the keyframe for this. Press U to show the keyframes. We set the keyframes in the timeline exactly like the top layer: opacity, scale, rotation. We set their initial value exactly as the above case. For scale, 34, for rotation -6, and for opacity 0. We play to see how it goes. It turns out great. If we want to reverse the rotation of the ball, we need to enter 6 instead of -6 for the first keyframe of the rotation. And finally, we go to the main composition to see what the final image looks like. Well, in this course, we will learn how to animate two very complex logos that belongs to the Arsenal and Manchester teams. Take their JPG file, layer them in Photoshop, and then animate them layer by layer in After Effects. And now we can animate all the logos in the same way and with the same trick and make a complete logo animation from them.